and welcome to another episode of Work Hates. I'm Bron Lewis. This is Breddy Blake. Everyone has a nightmare work story, whether it is a shitty boss, a dreadful workplace, or an insufferable colleague. And if you've had none of these things, chances are you're the problem.
You are the problem. Today we are joined by comedian, bird enthusiast, and recent I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, Geraldine Hickey!
I made it out. I'm out.
You're out.
I'm
You're
in.
straight on the cameras. You're straight. You're back to habits.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
We couldn't believe when you said yes.
I've been waiting for such a long time.
Oh,
to
we
get
were
the info.
asking. You have. We were messaging because when you were in the jungle.
In the jungle.
I was
yeah.
messaging your Instagram, but obviously it was going to your manager,
Yeah.
and she was very kind. She was very polite. She could have just said, "Can you
wrote,
stop
"Fuck off."
messaging?" She could have, and I would have been like, "Yeah, that's fair." I have messaged a number of times, and obviously she's still in the jungle. Like I knew you were, but I was like, I wonder what happens.
Yeah.
It's like you write a letter to Santa, and if nothing comes back, you're like, I should have known better. But if something does come back, you're like, who's lying to me?
Do they let you check stuff? You allowed to check the phone?
What?
No phones.
Nothing.
No
I
phones.
thought it'd be like a little sneaky. Go and have an hour to yourself.
Oh gosh, no way. Like it's it's nothing, and it's so good. Because everyone, like you know how when you don't respond to messages, you feel guilty.
Yes.
You're like, oh, I know people are trying to get a hold. But I'm like, nah, people know that I can't. I'm
know.
non-contactable,
Yeah, there's evidence every single night.
and I just get to sit by a creek and just watch water flow.
That sounds fucking awesome.
Yeah, it really is.
Because I have that panic of like, I put my phone onto flight mode till about, unless I have work to do or something, till about 11 because I like to wake up. I don't like to check Instagram because it gives me a panic. I don't want to see my emails because it puts me into a fucking spin cycle. So I try not to engage with the world till after 11. So I wake up, have a coffee, or do some writing, just have a potter, and then I'll interact with the world from 11 o'clock onwards.
Yeah, I had that for 28 days.
Oh, it would be heaven.
It was really, really lovely.
Surely there were times though when you're in there, you were like, okay, I finished. I don't want to do this anymore. Or no?
Yeah, sometimes, but also it was like I wanted to win.
Yeah.
She's still got the bloody dog in her, mate. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do they
I
win
wanted to
again?
stay to
how
the
much
end.
how much do they win? How much do they win?
Well, you don't. But you win money for your charity.
Oh, okay.
But I just wanted to. I wanted the. It was
Yeah.
It was more. No, I didn't really. It wasn't about winning. Because I wanted Reggie to win, but I wanted the full experience.
Yeah.
So I wanted to be there at the end. But I came a day short. So the winner was in for the top three were in for 29 days. 28 days for me.
Oh,
yeah.
I
just
thought,
shy.
and I think it was Hughesy told me off or whatever, or maybe it was someone else. They're like, celebrity, get you out of here. They're feeding you properly. It's all fucking stage. And they're like, nah, man, they fucking want you to be like a ravaged dog in there.
Yeah. Like even like when you go to trials and stuff, you're blindfolded, so you don't see any of the production stuff because they want to keep you in that world of you are camping in a jungle, and I loved it. It was awesome. Yeah, but yeah, no food. Like,
what about if you smoke? Are you allowed to have it? I'd take up smoking again. I heard Warnie was allowed to go away for cigarettes.
There's Warnie. There's the level of celebrity that is Warnie, and then there's Brett Black. I reckon they're going nah.
they're not letting me smoke, are they?
Yeah. And I think no one was smoking. Okay. Like so there was obviously people were going through withdrawals, in the first because there's no alcohol, no coffee. And I don't think there was any smokers amongst us, but there was, some recreational drinkers.
Yeah.
And coffee. I'm not. I'm off the booze pretty much.
Gas,
yeah. I have a drink on special occasions. Nice. But the coffee was the one that, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Do you think because they could be like, look, there's coffee here, don't worry about it. But do you think that it's a psychological thing where they're trying to make you the worst version of yourself for good telly?
No, I don't think. Yeah, I think they're bringing you down to your but I think it's to draw the best out of you rather than the worst.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
that's good.
I think that's what I got.
You had some real corker clips. I love one. I loved the one when you're talking about sex and gender because I'm very bad at articulating things, and I was like, someone I know posted some shit, and I fucking sent him that, and I was like, fucking listen to this, you fuckhead, because it's very well articulated.
Well, this is one of my biggest fears of going in. Obviously, you think about your fears before you go into this thing because it's like you have to face your biggest fears. Because, hairy spiders, and I had to deal with the tarantula. And
yeah, that was real. That was hard to watch.
Ron was dealing with her own spider on the outside. There's still one in the car.
Yeah, still one in my car. But that was hard for me to watch. I can't even imagine. I'm not even scared of spiders.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't want to do that. And the fact that you are scared of spiders, and I don't know how you did it. I don't know how you did it.
I don't know either. I cried a lot.
Which is fair enough.
But it was very stressful. But the other fear I had was being able to articulate something. Like imagine being in a conversation with someone that believes something different and they're going, yeah, well, there should be a pay gap. Why? Who cares? That kind of thing. And me going, how do I put into the right... How do I say this properly that you're wrong?
Yeah.
So it was, so it was kind of really...
so you're saying your biggest fear was not being able to articulate something that was important to you succinctly. And so if it is important to you, saying it succinctly so it does get put out into the world.
Yeah, it was more that but it was more that I didn't look like an idiot.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
That's,
no, you came across really good in there. But it was great because to see that clip that was like, oh yeah, that's how I would like to say it if I was in a conversation, and then using that clip. But then the other clip that I loved was like this dude was like, oh my God, there's a spider in there. And there's this Gez going, yeah, by the way, just so everyone knows, there's a snake above my head. And he was so chill about a snake in the room. And I was like, there she is. Like, just doesn't give a fuck. I loved it,
But this is so two things. The sex and gender thing. This is when I was explaining what non-binary was to Reggie. Because she was like, oh, I've met one. And I was like, do you know what it is? And she's like, no, not really. But that explanation of like, sex is what you're born with and gender is how you feel. Yeah, I got that from a primary school kid when I was working in after school care.
Great.
He because this was about, 5 or 6 years ago. And this is at a school where there were like trans, kids, and so they were aware of it. And so this one kid goes, because sex is what you're born with, and gender is how you fit. And I was like, okay,
mate.
Sorry, I'm just going to quickly write that down. What was your name again?
And it's like, and it just blows that, argument out of the water of how do we explain it to the kids?
Yeah.
And I'm like, the kids are explaining it to me. So,
Yeah, I like that one as well because it's simple. Like you don't have to go, well, actually, if you think of like it's just bang.
Easy to understand.
Yeah, and you go, and you can't really argue that.
Yeah.
You're like,
This has blown the Bogan's brains a bit because gender reveal parties.
Yes.
Well, you're like, how do you do a gender reveal party? You don't know what their gender
shouldn't
is.
exist in the first place.
So, but then you go, it's a sex reveal party. It's like, that's a bit on the nose.
Yeah, you can't.
Yuck.
Sex reveal.
Reveal. What do you do? Like,
how about just stop them all
stop
together?
doing it.
Oh man.
Yeah, just have a
Just have a party.
Yeah, that's all right. You can have a party when they're born.
Yeah.
Embarrassingly, we did one for our son because we already had 2 girls, and they were 5 and 7 at the time, and they were gunning for a sister. So we said, of course, who wants a brother? Yeah. And so we were like, okay, well, we're going to have to tell them. We're going to have to prepare in case it is a little boy. They're going to have to prepare.
Fine. What'd you have a little
it was during COVID. So it's not like we had a party.
You've got to have something to do.
We had so we got a big black balloon, and then it popped, and we filmed it, and we popped it, and because I was expecting this girl as well, because I thought that's the only thing my body made, and all the blue things came down. We're like, wow! And when we watched the video back, it pops, and both girls are like, what the fuck is that? We're like, he's gonna be cute, isn't it? And they're like, yeah, fine, whatever. And they're like, go back and play the Switch.
I love when they go wrong, and it's always like a guy from Perth who's like shooting a fiery arrow, misses it, and then like something in the background catches fire. But my favourite one is when they get like car tyres changed so you can make the smoke pink or blue.
Yeah, beautiful.
And they do a burnout, and you're like, oh, hell yeah, dude. This is awful, but awesome.
Yeah, if you're going to do a gender reveal party, then do it the most bogan way
you can.
Yeah.
Oh, and Perth are absolutely leaning into it. They fucking love it. You're like, oh my God.
Do you want to know about the snake?
Yes,
I do.
This is in our show, isn't it?
What's that?
This snake, this
It
snake.
was, it was in the recording room or something.
Yeah, in the tok-toki, or the diary room, or it's just like a little booth. It's like about 1 metre squared, and there was I was talking to the camera, and up in the corner, I went like out of the corner of my eye was like, I don't remember that bit of decor, and then that decor was moving, and I was like,
Teeth. Yeah.
that is, that's a snake. That's a snake. And then to the camera, I was like, there's a snake. I don't know if you can see this, but there's a snake in here. I try to remain very calm because I've been to some snake talks and I know you've got to stay calm. They cut this out though, and thank goodness they did.
Oh, because you look like a hero. I loved it.
Yeah, but it was just a moment where I said, I don't think it's dangerous.
Cut it.
I know. I just was like a Queenslander and just assumed it was a python.
I love it. I love the confidence. Like, she'll be right.
Yeah.
Most of the time when they bite you, they don't even put venom
Exactly.
in. So you don't have to
It was
worry.
just like, it was up there. So I didn't feel as threatened if it had been on the ground.
Yeah.
So it was up there and I'm like, well, it can't really, bite me from there. So I didn't, wasn't concerned about it. And then I came out of the, because I was just like, is it all right if I leave? And they were like, yes, yep, no, we can see it now. So just, if you want to calmly leave. And I got out and I kind of had a moment of, oh my God. I sat down on a log and had a little bit of a cry. Just, it was quite overwhelming. I was like, okay. And then, but I didn't tell anyone in camp except for one person because people are very scared of snakes and I didn't want to overwhelm them and make them scared. So I just went, I'll keep this to myself. Except I told Maddie, I'm like, Maddie, I saw it because I knew he was fine with snakes. I'm like, Maddie, there's a snake in the tok-toki. And then he told Husey, and then Husey told Harris. But that was it. That was as far as it went. As far as it went. And then so when I left. And I left with Max, who's like this 26-year-old British TikToker who at one stage was in the tok-toki and he's screaming, help, help.
Oh, my God.
Like just a whole camp's running in going, what is it? What is it? He goes, it's a lizard. It's a lizard. It was a gecko. It was like that big. It was that big, and I'd turn to Maddie and I'd be like, I can't wait to tell him what's in the tok-toki, what I saw in the tok-toki.
That's what they used as like, you might not have seen it. They used that as the thing about how, like, this is how two different people handle this situation.
Yes.
And Gez is like, just so you know, there's a snake in here, and then it's like him going, there's a gecko. And it was like so funny. I was like, hell yes, Gez, just fucking.
So good. So when we got out, we left together. And after, we'd finished all the filming, I said, oh, Max, guess what I saw in the tok-toki? And he was like, what? And I went, a snake. And he went, what? And then Robert Irwin goes, yeah, just one of the world's deadliest snake, the Mozambique spitting cobra. And I'm like, what?
So now you're like, I didn't realise it was, I thought it was a python. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
A spitting cobra, fuck.
Yeah.
So they kill you from afar.
Yeah. So it can spit with accuracy of 2 to 3 meters. And it was like it could have, and Robert was like, yeah, and it was looking right at you. But I was very calm and cool, so it was like.
Did you have to walk past
right.
it, or did you go that way to get out?
had
A different way.
opposite way.
I was like,
Yeah.
if it's going to bite you, it's not going to jump out. But then I was like, I didn't know it was
a
spitting
spitting.
python. Yeah, it could have fucked you up, dude.
Yeah,
sounds
spitting cobras.
terrifying.
Yeah. Oh, and also this snake, it's particularly active at night time. So most people that do get bitten are bitten in their sleep.
And they won't even know, and they definitely die.
And it just eats away the flesh on your arm.
Oh, so you don't die instantly?
No, you don't die. Yeah. And they said it got in my eyes, and I was wearing glasses, so thank goodness. Or I had an open wound. I would have been. They reckon I would have been all right, but still.
Yeah, you don't want to. You don't, because even if you
shit.
do get bitten, they say like that anti-venom can fuck you up worse.
Why?
than
Really?
The bite can really fuck. They try and not give you anti-venom because it's the repercussions
Really?
of anti-venom, like particularly like redback spider bites and snake bites. Are like they try and not give it to you because it can fucking mess you up. It's
Who
not
told
like,
you that?
I don't know. I heard it somewhere.
You should ask for
Oh,
it.
No,
no.
it was from a snake catcher. He had 2 brown snakes, king brown.
Whoa.
Yeah, and Kappa picked one up. They were cold or something like that. It was a snake handler, and I was like, I'm not fucking touching that thing,
No.
dude. Fuck no. But I was like, and he said he got bitten twice, but he goes, oh, they waited on the second one because the anti-venom fucks you up.
Oh, wow.
It says it, yeah. He
That's
said it took
fascinating,
ages.
yeah.
I could be fucking wrong. If there's any snake people, I'm just going by what he said. He
Yeah,
said,
yeah.
the anti-venom can fuck you up more than a
Didn't know
bite
that.
sometimes. As in, not like you'll be cured, but it can make you not quite right.
Yeah.
So does that mean that because I'm assuming that's close to where you were sleeping? So does
Yeah.
everyone just go to sleep that night knowing that that was nearby, or did
Well,
they
no
catch
one
it?
knew because I didn't tell anybody.
Oh, you didn't tell anyone,
Yeah.
but you knew.
Yeah, I knew, but they got it out.
Someone
yeah,
came.
'cause
So
when I
there's snake
left-
handlers on.
Yeah, there's like rangers all around, and they had the snake people came in and got it. So like
Snake.
They-
yeah, we call the
yeah.
snake people. We got tiger guys.
when
and
they came in, they were like, because they've got loudspeakers, and they'll just say, just need everyone, nobody to go into the Tok Toki 2. Just we're just doing a bit of maintenance in Tok Toki 2. And I was
Yeah.
like, I know what you're doing.
I would have told everyone
Max,
and
go in,
freaked
Max,
them
go
out.
in.
Yeah,
Put a new light
I'm
in,
gonna
go
win
have a
this
look.
game. There's fucking spiders and fucking everything.
So Gez, you've had so many different jobs.
had
What
a
is
few.
the worst job you've ever had?
Worst, I think all the hospitality, hospitality.
Oh yeah.
At times it can be the best,
The
but
best
also
and the worst in
Yes.
the same day.
yeah. It's just it's those jobs where if you want a day off, like I've got a great opportunity to go and do this gig.
Yeah.
Oh well, we're going to have to find someone to cover your
Yeah.
shift.
It's the end of the world.
Rack off.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're just pouring beers.
Yeah.
It's
Is this?
just
Did
There's
you work in
19 other
Albury in
backpackers ready to
hospitality?
go.
That's where you're from, right? Albury.
from Albury.
Yep.
No,
Or is this in Melbourne?
in Melbourne.
Yeah.
Like just worked at I worked at a it was a video game arcade,
Ooh, I love
Galactic
this
Circus,
Very cool.
and at in the casino, in Crown
Okay.
Casino. not part of Crown, but just in the casino.
Okay. Oh yeah.
So yeah, and then so there was a Galactic Circus, and up the back there was Kingpin Bowling, and that had a bar, and it was open 24 hours.
Oh, that's.
And
what you
I
get.
don't know if you've ever been in the casino in a 24-hour period, or stuff happens
Yeah.
that you don't often see out in the,
Is it different breed of gamblers who are around at 6 a.m. or even drinkers who are out at 6 a.m.
Right.
They're a different person.
And so
Yeah.
why are they coming into your
'Cause they
venue?
probably
Is it
got
because they
cut
got
off
kicked off at the
downstairs. They come
casino?
to
They
Yeah.
get kicked out of the casino and they come
they've
down.
been
So you.
kicked out.
Yes.
Also, it was an ejection point for the security. So if people had been kicked out of one of the bars upstairs or out of the casino or whatever, they would remove them, but they would just send them down because we were at the bottom of the escalators. So we'd see a security guard and this loony come down the escalators.
Fuck, I wouldn't mind doing a bit of bowling right now. Yeah.
Exactly, and then they'd go off to there was a door off to the side, and they might go out or
Oh, please go out! Please go out! Please go out!
yeah. But there was one night where I'd actually finished my shift, and so I was there at the time, but didn't realise that this had happened until I was bowling, and then I looked off to the side, and there was like windows to the side that you could see into our office, the door to our office, and I saw with the manager that was on in the morning, and go into the office, and followed by 2 police officers in bulletproof vests, and I was like, "What's going on here?"
Someone been shooting these fucking bowls.
Yes. So it turns out that one of the security had ejected 2 people from somewhere upstairs who were having a fight with each other. So they let one
Separate
out.
exits.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you'd think that would be the smart thing to do.
That's
Wouldn't it?
what they did to me.
They let one guy down the escalator, and then they waited, and they saw he went out the door, and they were like, "Oh yeah, good, he's gone." And then they set the second guy down, and then as he's coming down the escalator, the first guy comes back in, pulls out a gun, and starts shooting. Yeah,
Yeah.
they were the worst shots ever. Like.
Yeah, but where the fuck is he getting the gun? Did he steal it from the time crisis machine?
What?
Is it
An actual gun. Yeah, an actual gun. So, and then, but...
Doesn't matter if they're bad shots, it's still scary.
Absolutely
yeah,
terrifying.
it was like there was like a bullet hole above the counter, like, so it was almost on the roof.
Shit.
And that,
Both
but
of you
yeah,
stopped
so
moving.
no one was hurt or anything, thank goodness. But the whole time, completely oblivious to this, bowling like 100 metres away. Just
Someone's got a real loud strike.
Yeah.
What's going on here?
exactly. So, but that's the kind of place that I worked at.
And so did you do night shifts or day
I did,
shifts?
yeah, did it all. I loved the night shift because it was,
quiet.
got more higher pay rate.
Okay, but you would have had
wanna do
more
the
mental
graveyard shift.
people
Yeah.
stumbling in.
And then you'd have people trying to launder money and stuff.
Good.
So
Launder money at the 10 pen bowling.
yeah, or the
Can I get 10 grand
you
worth of
know-
bowling? Actually, changed my mind now.
Yeah.
Pay that money back for different money.
yeah. Well, they'd come in with like the old school notes. Just going, oh, can I swap these over? And it's like, no, mate.
Can for commission.
Or you just see people that had reached the breaking point of, they've just lost everything in the casino. And
you'd
they,
see it.
You've seen me there a couple of times.
yeah, just, but what a lovely, wholesome place
Oh,
to
God,
work.
that would have been an awful job. And
Yeah.
how long were you there for?
Or I think a very long time.
Really?
10 years or
Oh,
something.
no,
It was-
you weren't.
Yeah,
That is
yeah.
a really long
long
time.
Think like
time.
arcade bowling, you're like, God, this is going to be there's going to be a kid's birthday, this is going to be fun. It's
Yeah.
just like drunk guys with guns and people trying to money launder. You're
Yeah.
like, I did not expect this.
But also we had the birthday party,
Okay.
so that
Oh,
was fun,
good.
Yeah.
And 10 years, were you manager by the end of that? Were you
I was managing. Yeah, I got some management shifts.
Climb that corporate
for
ladder?
sure. Yes, and then it very quickly was like, this is the worst thing
Demoted.
about it, the way you were treated. Like I worked up to manager, and I was doing shifts in the bowling bar part, and then they got new big management, and then so this from America. And this guy and one of the other managers would go to the nightclubs on weekends and meet women and hire them. They'd be like, oh, you seem fun.
Oh,
Why don't you come? And then they would have these women that they met in nightclubs
They wanted to root.
behind the bar. Yeah. And then I'd have to try and teach them how to make a Long Island iced tea as quickly as possible, at the same time trying to serve. And they were hired for their personality and their looks. So they were some of the customers loved them. Just, hi, what can I get? How do I make a
19 minutes to make a drink.
yeah. A cosmopolitan. How do I make a cosmopolitan? And so I just had to. And then I had my first appearance on TV doing stand-up. Remember on the Comedy Channel they had like the stand-up. It was just like this stand-up show.
Cam Knight?
Yeah.
Was hosting it. I do remember this. I watched it on Foxtel. I was
Yeah.
mesmerised.
And so I was on that, and I remember one of the other managers was like, they just we saw you on saw you on TV, and that was really great, and the managers want to know, like, why can't you look like that?
Oh, the makeup. Like, put
Yeah.
makeup.
I had professional hair and makeup done, and they were like, yeah, but why can't you like dress?
What the fuck?
Yeah, they wanted me to dress up more for
the
my
bowling alley
for my
bar?
shifts. Yeah, yeah.
Mate, if
I'm
you
like,
want to
I'm
be hit on
wearing
us in a
the uniform.
nightclub and get a job and not know how to do a cosmopolitan, then I suggest you keep wearing makeup.
Yeah. So then I left not long after that.
And
yeah.
was that like the straw that broke the camel's back? Or was it just because your comedy was kicking off? Or both?
No, the comedy didn't kick off for years, but
Yeah.
but it was I think I need to have a bit more respect in myself, And
Can you just put some makeup on? Oh, God.
yeah, it was just like, why can't you be? You're so fun normally, and I'm like, oh, I'm not. Nah, this is
Not here.
Yeah, what I do up there is a character. I'm actually a fucking cunt, so fuck off. Yeah.
Can't you
I'm
get
very. I
lipstick
was very good at making cocktails and pouring beers, though.
and wearing a
love when people are
bulletproof
bad at
vest?
making cocktails, though.
You love
It's
people who are
easy to
bad at
do.
it.
Yeah, because I went
Why?
to a casino once and this kid didn't know how to make a Long Island iced tea. So
One of
doing
the easiest things to make.
So doing quarter shots, did full shots, 7 full shots and a drink. We thought we scammed him. Second drink, had to go home after half an hour. So fucking maggot. Had like 14 shots
Wow.
in 18 minutes. Like, I gotta go home, boys. You win this round, you little cunt.
There were some good things about they would often do staff incentives and stuff, like, give out prizes and whatever. And once I did win a 6-month gym membership.
Oh, that's good.
And I won that by beating my manager in a Jaeger bomb sculling comp.
You beauty.
To reward your reckless behaviour, here's a gym membership.
Yeah, I used it. It was
Called
great.
Balance.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
And then after that, where'd you go? After school care? What was that like? What was after school care?
I think I had another job at a pub.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this is the last hospitality job I had.
Clocks.
It was
Clocks rules,
Yeah.
dude. I have tried. You cannot get kicked out of that place.
It was the Tankerville. No.
I love the Tankerville.
No, it was a just at a bar at a pub in South Melbourne, and I lived upstairs. And I was living upstairs for a little bit, and it was so good.
So when you were like, oh, just may as well work downstairs, or were you already working
I
there?
was already working there, and they were like, "There's a room upstairs," and I'm like, "Oh, I'll take it.
Perfect.
I'll take it. That's mine. Thank
I'll
you."
shit where I eat.
So it was, but yeah, how good is it to wake up and then just walk downstairs to go to work? So good.
You get your lunch. You don't have to bring it in. You got your fridge.
Exactly.
If you need to do shit, you got your own space to shit. I
It's
love
so
it.
good.
It's pretty close to work though. What about
but
your day
then-
off? Hello.
I'll just go for a walk.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
all
you
right.
could pull a
Well
sickie
done.
either.
Well done. She's got an
But
answer for everything.
it was like I used to do the early shifts, like pub would open at like 11, and so Sunday morning I'd do the shift where open up, and there was a couple that came in and they had the Sunday papers and they sat outside. They got a pint of beer, the Sunday roast, and they just sat there, read the paper, and had them. I'm like, that's what I want to do. I want to have the opportunity to just sit and relax on a Sunday. And then I quit hospitality not long after that.
Oh,
And now
you never
like
look
every
back.
Sunday when I'm like, can sit somewhere and read the paper or, have a pint of beer or
Have a cup of tea outside.
have,
or you're
yes,
like, oh, I've
that
got my
it's just
fucking
like,
life back.
this is heaven.
When I worked hospo, because I had a normal job 9 to 5, and then Friday and Saturday nights I would then go work at a pub. It was always the worst because your mates knew. Even when I worked at the airport, they'd be like, "Where are you, mate?" I'm like, "I work till fucking 12 o'clock, cunts."
Yes.
And I could never and Friday nights were the big night when you're growing up. But we were saving up for to go to Europe or whatever. And I was like, God damn it, I missed out on so much fun. But then you probably didn't really.
Nah.
I just wanted that fucking time. 'Cause
Yeah.
the idea of missing out fucking sucks,
Yeah.
I hated buying, when I worked in hospitality, I hated buying coffees or anything out. Oh, because I know how easy that is to make. I know how much it costs you, and I will not be buying it. So it just kind of ruins an outing. And you also I know how much tip you're expecting. Like when I worked in nice restaurants, I was like, I know what you guys want, and I know what you'll say if I don't give you at least this much money, and you'll make fun of me as I'm walking out. And
It's not really a thing in Australia, is it?
yeah, of course it is in nice places.
Nice places, I leave a little bit of a tip, but I don't
I'll
think
leave a
it's
tip when they deserve it.
Yes.
Okay. Oh no, I always in a nice place. I
Oh,
always
and
do.
okay, but they deserve it then.
That's not even
'Cause
about them. It's about me.
Look
I don't want them to be mean to me as I work.
I don't want them to
out.
think I'm broke, even
Yeah.
though I am.
I don't want them to know too much about me.
That's on
very
credit.
good.
Yep, that tip's on
And then
credit as well.
after school care, that must have been nice. That'd be
what
great.
What a dream. Yeah.
Yeah.
What a great job to coincide with doing comedy because kids don't give a shit. Do you know, like it was so grounding. It was so good because, especially during comedy festival, when you're producing yourself independently and stuff, and you spend all day stressing over how am I going to get people to the show? Should I post more? And then you're on, you're scrolling and you're looking at what other people are doing. You're like, oh no, I haven't sold out. How do I do this? How do I do that? And then, but when in after school, like during the holiday program, I'd start work at 7 a.m. and go 7 till 3, and that whole time is you're not allowed to have your phone on you in case you film kids for the
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
but
yucky.
that's not the only reason. But it's it's so you're fully focused on the kids.
Yep.
So no phone. So you're not engaged.
Paradise.
And then you just come out and you do the show whatever.
And you're distracted because they're just like, hey, check out this. It's a fucking water slide. And you're like, oh, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, exactly. And then if I rock up to my show and there's only 5 people there, I'll get through it and go, that's all right. Tomorrow I'm going to the zoo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You love the zoo.
I love the zoo. Yeah, big fan.
I didn't think of it that way. I did after school care for a couple of months, and I didn't like it. It wasn't for me. I don't think I'm not good with kids. Yeah, I don't connect.
I think you're good with kids.
Your ones are fine, but like just a big mass of them, you're like, I'm stressed out that one of them's gonna die, or people think I'm a pedo.
Well, yeah, there is that. But also where I worked, we had really small amount of kids. So the ratio was like. When we were out, it was like one staff member for 2 kids.
Right. Okay.
So it was really good. So, but otherwise, normally it was like 1 to 8. So
not
yeah,
bad.
yeah.
They
So
deal
it's
with a
pretty
lot. When I pick my kids up from school, the after school care people are trying to gather the kids who are going after school care, but the kids never know what's going on ever.
Yeah.
So there'll be kids that are like because if they're going to after school care, they have to put a bib on to like show like a netball bib to say, you need to be looking after me.
Yeah.
Okay. The kids are wandering up and putting
That's
the bib
true.
on, and then the people are like, so sorry, Charlotte, are you supposed to be here today? And she goes, yep. They're like, okay, so Charlotte, I'm not sure. It's Wednesday. Did your mum say you have to come today? Yep.
Yeah.
I'm here today. And she's like eating all the oranges. And you're like, fucking Charlotte, you're not supposed to be here today.
Get your
Go
bib
home.
off.
Yeah,
Who put that bib on you?
Stress me the fuck out.
Yeah.
Just
Well, kid, they don't know
losing someone as
anything.
well. I'm like,
No.
fuck. Even when I was doing
yeah.
bus driving down the coast with tourists, I'd be like, I was anally counting. I'm like, 28. And I'll just fucking, no one move.
Yeah.
No one move. I don't want to leave a tourist behind.
It is stressful because we've lost kids, and no, we got them back.
R.I.P.
It was
We've never seen him again.
Charlotte's an idiot.
Spitting Cobra got him.
Bloody idiot.
But it was a great job. But I've had lots of great jobs. My first job, I loved it. I worked at the pool.
The dream.
Yeah,
To work at the pool. Oh,
You'd
so
have a great energy for a pool. I reckon
cool.
you'd let me do bombies.
I would. But I'd give you one chance, and then because there was a loudspeaker, and we had a diving board, 3 meter board and a 1 meter board.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and then but if you took more than one, you were only allowed to have one bounce.
Mm-hmm.
One bounce only on that 3 meter board. So if people were jumping,
Yeah.
having multiple bounces, I'd have to get on the loudspeaker, and I loved it. Get on the loudspeaker and go, 1 bounce only on that 3 meter board, thank you. 1 bounce only.
Oh, God.
And then if you kept on doing it, I'll go to the person that just came off the 3 meter board, can you come and see me at the kiosk? And then then you'd come over and I'd give you a box and I'd go, you have to go pick up rubbish for half an hour, and that was your punishment.
Jeez. you
Even
were-
adults are copping this.
But mostly just adults.
Really?
No, maybe they seem like adults to me, but it was just
I was like, fuck. Even adult, if someone did it, I was like, I'm not arguing with the lady at a kiosk.
yeah.
No
'Cause
way.
she's got the hot
the
chips
pool
as well.
lady.
Did
Yeah.
you have the hot chips?
Jam
we had hot
donuts.
chips.
Oh, there's
Jam
nothing better than
donuts?
swimming and hot chips.
Oh, we had jam donuts
I
at our
think yeah, maybe.
And the lady would put them in the microwave for 100 years.
Oh.
And then you'd bite into it and it would be lava. And
Yes.
lose all the skin in your mouth to get home to Nan's house. She goes, chops for dinner. And you'd be like, oh,
No,
Nan, I can't put it.
Can I have a super duper for dinner? My fucking face is melted off.
The pool, I always thought that would be the dream job as a
Why
kid.
only one bounce though?
Because you...
Well, because for safety, and
Too high?
well, how's this right? That I don't know if it's there anymore or they've just taken the board out. But then about 5 years later, my sister was working for the Parks and Rec department at the local council, and she worked out that the pool wasn't long enough, so it was possible to clear the pool physically.
Yeah,
no one had done it.
Yeah.
But
just in
it was
case.
like, actually, this is we need to. This pool needs to be extended, or you need to take out the 3 meters. So
Yeah, I've done one of those slides in Thailand, and when I was in the air going, this pool isn't long enough.
This is
yeah,
mine.
And I was in the air going, oh, that's why they got me to sign the waiver. And I was like half a metre off the
the edge
of it.
yeah.
But I was full launch in the air. And I was like,
so not a jumping, not a diving
okay,
board.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is why they, I think Oliver Clark broke a rib on the same one because we all went down. Like I went first, OC went,
Yeah.
broke a rib and was like purple. And then Nick Carr came down, who's a big unit. I was like, fucking hell, he's going to be in Thailand. He's in Koh Samui. He's back in Bangkok by the time he gets down the bottom of this slide. But he must have like bailed out of it or done something, but he went short on it. I was like, Jesus Christ. I thought he was going to fucking go straight over the fence.
It just
Yeah, he kind of like maybe just grabbed it a bit just to slow him
Oh,
down.
that's
he
clever.
saw me go and he's like, oh, fuck, you know.
yeah.
Didn't back out of it though. That's a hero.
Me?
No, not you, Nick
No,
Carr.
yeah.
He saw you fly
No, he
off.
backed out of it. I fucking did the whole thing. I put my life on the line for upwards of 4 likes on Instagram.
So did you, with that awful job with the casino, did you quit in spectacular fashion after 10 years? You must have been dreaming about the day that you could tell them to go suck it.
Get
Well,
the gun out.
They
Yeah, it
tried
was-
to give me a written warning.
About the makeup.
Yeah, no, it was about something else. It was, they changed from being 24 hours to being closing at 2, and at 2. So, and they were like, you can have a knockoff drink or whatever, and so that was allowed. And then when I was managing a shift one night, and we had some staff had a knockoff, and then I was like, all right, see everybody. And they have security guards there all night. And then there was some staff that stayed there drinking. And that was my fault.
Yeah.
And so they tried to give me a written warning for that. And it was on top of the makeup thing. And I just went, you are just trying to get rid of me. So how about you just take that written warning and we'll make it a termination.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Also, you're like, you can't fire me, I quit. Kind of.
Yeah.
Almost. I
Yeah.
see what you're doing here. You're trying to break up with me.
Yeah, and
Well, guess what?
I'm going. See
I'll
ya.
put someone else.
Yeah, and
don't,
then of
still.
course
Keep your bulletproof vest. I'm going home.
yeah, and that backfired when I went to Centrelink. I tried to get payments because they're like, no, you
Quit.
quit. So
Oh, damn it. I forgot
Yeah.
about that little loophole.
Yeah.
They're very It's almost like the government doesn't want to give you money. Fucking rats.
no,
That would
was-
be
yeah.
super annoying.
it was,
yeah.
and then having to go do those work placement. I had to go to one of those Serena Ross dodgy.
Oh, yeah.
I've done a couple
So
of
is this
those.
was like, so
Really.
Centrelink sends you to an employment place.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they're like, I'm trying to, and this is like, I'm doing comedy and I'm trying to get ahead in comedy. And so I'm talking to this guy like, I want to do comedy. And he's like, it's a bit hard though, isn't it? What about, have you thought about being a traffic...
You thought
work
about
at
a
the
traffic controller or
Yeah,
a
really
forklift
similar.
operator.
Yeah. I was like, oh, this is
Yeah.
why.
Because, and like, to be fair, if you were to speak to anyone that you didn't know, just like someone on the street and they say, even now we hear it an audience member come at the end and say, I actually think I might start comedy. In your brain, you're like, you shouldn't.
Yeah,
Like,
you're
idiot.
insane.
That
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
you're not well. Okay, you're completely delusional.
Well, for me, I just go do it. Just
Do it
I wanna
now.
Do
Yeah,
comedy.
and
I'm
that's,
like,
there's a reason why
but-
there's 4,000 deluded open micers out there.
Yeah.
The Hickey effect.
But yeah, but how far do they get?
Oh, yeah, that's
Do you
true.
know what I mean?
Have a go.
They get up, they have a go, and then they know it's not for
And
them.
then they're back at the casino with the
Yeah.
fucking gun again.
yeah.
Trying to shoot people. Comedy didn't work out.
Yeah, I actually get quite a few DMs from people saying, how did you get into comedy? I've always wanted to do it. How do I start? And initial thought always is, you're insane. Like, this is, I don't know how to.
But
I just say, there's heaps of likes,
I got
have
a
a
soft
go.
spot. I'm like,
Do ya?
two people have asked me this time. I'm like, this guy has like an online thing and it's not that well. Like I think Marcel's got a good little classing and a podcast. That's a good starting spot. And I've got some people to send us some stuff, and I'm like, I
Did
can press
you?
it down. I was trying to write my comedy show,
Yeah.
which means I was trying to
Oh,
avoid
yes.
writing a comedy
Yeah,
show. So
yeah,
I was like,
sure.
she got me at a great time. I was like, yeah, man, send us a script. I'll
Yeah.
have a look at it. La 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 la
my
la.
gosh.
I was like, just anything. I was like, I'll do the washing. I'll do my neighbour's washing.
yeah,
I was like,
I just think I would go try an open mic because they are always
Yes.
awful. And
Yeah.
you could, even if they're funny, they'll go and have the worst time. And then they'll go, this is not for me.
Yeah.
I'll go back.
have a listen to this
to the
and then
traffic.
go fucking do it. I just try and tell people, go do it as quickly as possible because you'll figure out whether you like it or not.
yeah, exactly. Just get up and have a go, guys.
Have a go.
Unless you're better than
You
me,
heard
in
it
which
here
case, fuck off, all right? I don't need any more competition.
Well, speaking of bad gigs, have you had any?
Oh, have I?
Guys,
Oh.
you got to spare 3 hours on this
Yeah.
memory card? Yeah, we got time. We got time.
There's been a few. I guess I think the top one though is the one that I did for a plumbing supply company at their annual golf day.
Okay.
Oh,
so you're
God.
outside, and in my mind, I can see why they're trying to get you the booking. Like, Gez, you know.
Well, none of that.
Okay.
So I know you could picture you're picturing something, but but so first of all, I was replacing somebody, so I got called in last minute.
Who were you replacing?
Fiona O'Loughlin or Bev Killick,
Okay.
one of the, you know. So fine.
Wildly
And
different, but wildly the same. Yep.
yes, right?
Yeah.
And also, if you're going to replace one of them, I think I'm a suitable replacement. Mick Nevin was the other comic on,
Okay.
and I don't think he quite clued into why it was so difficult for me. He was just like,
yeah.
oh, it's just a gig. Yeah, we'll be right. Yeah, a couple of fellas, you
We
know,
look the
whatever. Yeah, yeah. So the golf day, it had been raining, so they cancelled the golf and they just opened up the bar early.
Oh yeah.
Perfect.
So, and it was just in a club house, like footy club type thing. And so we get in there and they are debaucherous at like 6 p.m. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And it's like, this is a room that was full of men, and except the only women in the room was the wife of the guy that owned the company, and he had either daughters or daughters-in-law, like 2. So there was 3 women there, and then 2 women up the back doing the carvery.
Yes, I was going to say, there would be some carvery situation or canteen. We will allow them there. Yeah.
The rest of the people in the room were men. And Mick, he was like, oh, I'll get them warmed up and stuff, and then I'll bring you on. I'm like, yes, please. That would be so terrific to get them, you know, to just sit down. And he did that. And then I came on and was doing material. But at one stage, there was so much talk, like they just were appalled that a woman was on stage. They just either didn't care, it was just like, oh, whatever. Or
Shouldn't you be doing the carvery?
yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Or they'd go up in the back and get food. But there was a guy sitting up the front, and I could hear him. He turned to the person next to him and just went, "Get her off. Get her off."
Oh, Gez, that's
And then it was just like,
awful.
and then, but also having people, like guys heckling me, and then I'm just giving them shit back. But at the same time, there was the wife and a couple of, and it's a small group of maybe 6 people that were like, fuck off, let her talk, you go. Like so enthusiastic. And so I just, you know, played to them.
Great.
Yeah, and was like, you know, got it done. And then and then afterwards when we were leaving, the wife came up to me and she was like, I am so sorry for the way that everybody treated you in that room. And I'm like, it's, you know, it's happened before, whatever. It's to be expected.
It'll happen again.
Yeah. And she was just like, it's appalling behaviour, and I'm so sorry because, and I've experienced it when I've, you know, been in the shop and stuff, but it's so horrible. I'm like, but so it was like, it was so nice to have it, you know, those feelings validated. Because Mick was just like, the other comic, he was just like, but he just sees it as a bit of a rough gig, and it's just like, oh, well, you know, you can't get them all. You haven't got the right material, and it's like, no, I've got the right material.
Wouldn't have mattered what I said.
It's like, I know what they want, and they want some blue kind of, you know, but not from a woman. Yeah, not from a woman though.
Do you reckon at Bev Killick, what do you reckon Bev Killick, how she would have gone?
She probably would have nailed it.
Because she would have screamed.
Bev would have got in there. I don't think you're a very confrontational person,
No,
which is actually a beautiful part of your personality. But Bev would have been walking around, right, you fucking mutts, shut your fucking hole. And she would have been right in them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But also, that's not your style of comedy, and you shouldn't have to go to them for them to listen to you, you know?
Yeah.
I hate that gig. I'm so sorry. Did you give feedback to the booker and say, never, ever, ever book a woman for that gig again unless it's Bev Killick?
I think I was with I think whoever booked it, I never talked to them again.
Had them killed. I got the gun from the bowling alley and I shot them dead. That is a dreadful gig. So do you do heaps of corporates?
I do a few, but now they're much more controlled.
Right.
And, you know, and I'm much more aware of what I'm walking into. And if the gender split is vastly men, then I probably won't do it unless it's, you know, they have a reputation for being fine. Like, I wouldn't do a plumbing supply company again. But it's, you
I
know.
forgot about the plumbing supply part. Yeah, of course they're going to be like just a golf course in general would be like, ugh, you know what I mean? Old school dickheads.
Just all that drinking all day, and they were just.
You're fighting fucking so many battles there, you can't win.
Yeah.
Oh, I did a tradie gig once, and it was the worst one. Brett already knows about this. So I had to do work at a strip joint in Brisbane, Kittens, and and all of it was like a meet and greet with electricians.
What?
So they all came in, and they just wanted to see the strippers. And then before,
what were you doing there?
The comedy. I had to do comedy at the strip joint.
So wait, they did a meet and greet with the strippers and then comedy show.
How was booked? Because I forgot they were electricians. As you were saying this, I was like, have I ever done something disgusting? I was like, oh yeah, and it was awful. And I've spoken about it on the pod before, but it was how it was sold to me. They were like, it's 20 minutes material. You get up on stage, you do your 20 minutes material, and then you leave. And after you leave, then there's going to be the strippers come out, and then there'll be, you know, whatever afterwards. Yeah. And then I saw on the poster, what was after the strippers was a Q&A with a porn star.
What? Yeah, okay.
Anyway, I was like, okay, so I get to leave. I get to leave
level
before.
Of questions. Oh. How many dicks have you had? You're like, yes, Gary.
Yes, awful. But I got there, and I've noticed, and don't get nervous really for many gigs, but I was like shaking, and I was like, what is this? I just 20 minutes to idiots. How hard's that?
Yeah.
And then, but I was like, oh, I hate that I'm going. I know what this room has seen. I know what they're expecting, and this is awful. But I walked in. And it was summer in Brisbane, and I was wearing long sleeves and long pants, nothing tight. I looked like, you know, a nun in pants. Like I was like, I don't want any of them to objectify me. I don't want them to think that I'm here to flirt with them. Yuck, 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 yuck. And I spoke to the guy who was running it. He was like, yeah, we'll get you on. You'll be, in a sec. But as I'm sitting at the bar, coming down the stairs was just about 20 strippers in like lingerie. They came down, and all the men were like breaking their necks to look at them. And actually, there was one woman in the audience, and she was the worst behaved. She was the worst behaved of all of them. Yeah. She was just desperately trying to show all of the blokes that she was not like other women, and she was fine, and she thinks it's hot. You know, like those girls are like, let's go to the strippers, and they like slap the girls on the bum. They're like, it's different. I'm a woman. I'm allowed to. It's like yuck. Don't do that.
You can still be a misogynist and a woman.
You pig. And then just before I went on stage, he went, oh, all the girls are here, we'll pop them up. And so he said, all right, girls, jump up on stage and show them what you got. And they were swinging, because there was like 20 of them on this stage. They were like, to make space for each other, swinging up from like, some were like climbing on things. I could see
netted levels.
Yeah. I could see actual anuses. And I was like, okay. By this stage, my heart is racing, and I'm like, I have to get out of here. I hate this so much. And like the men are like drooling, and the woman's screaming, and the women are twirling around the pole, doing that humping on the stage.
Oh,
yes. And I was like, and then he said, all right, girls, get off, go. Okay, you get back off in a minute. All right. We'll bring the girls back on, and there's an audible disappointment. Oh. And they were like, all right, we're just going to do a little bit of comedy. So Bron, Lewis, jump up.
For?
I don't know.
What for? Like,
and I got up, and they turn around, and because it was the stage is in the middle of the room, and I'm like, I have to walk through poles. There's a love heart shaped bath in the middle that I have to kind of like, without water, I have to like step in and get to the other bit. But I have to keep doing the I have to keep turning around, because every time I like not look someone directly in the eye, they start talking, and they're like looking at the girls, and I'm like, anyway, I'm trying to do 20 minutes. I look at my watch, and I think it says 17, but because I'm so stressed, my eyes aren't working well, and I'm like 17. Yeah, that's good. I'll just do one more thing. And then I spoke to someone else, and I was like, and that is enough. And I walked past the guy. Like, everyone hated it. Everyone hated it, especially me. And as I walked off the guy, I don't know what, I think he thought that they were going to love it. but obviously they weren't. So he was like, okay, bye. And I was like, goodbye. I walked out stage, and by that stage my hands were shaking so much because I felt so rotten. Like I was like, I have compromised something enormous today, and I hate that I had to do it. And then when I looked at my watch again, it said 11 minutes.
Yes.
So I'd only given them about 8 minutes.
But
of
that's
comedy.
all they need. But also, did you get paid?
Yeah, I got paid.
Okay.
And at the time, I was like, at the time, the stage, like a stage of my comedy career, I was like, that is an enormous amount of money for a day gig. I'm thrilled. But now I look back on it, and I'm like, that is about 5% of what I should have asked for.
But even the even like obviously it's an awful gig, awful setup. But it just even like if you took everything else away from the equation, just like okay, distraction with entertainment with people dancing. Okay, then I'll break that with comedy. It's like no. You know what I mean? Like even like minus the nakedness, it's still fucking badly organised.
What was the night for? What was it?
It was just electrician get together.
For International Women's Day or something? Just like
we're respecting them. I put fucking 500 G-bang.
So I asked why I was booked because I was like, I thought they'd want a male comedian if it's a tradies. But I said, why have they booked me? Because I was worried they were going to be like, he likes the look or something gross. And then I'd be like, well, then no thanks. He said, oh, no, they want you because you made fun of them at a gig once and they liked that. So I was like being hired to like be horrible to them.
Okay, but they weren't.
They weren't listening. So I was trying, and they were just, and the girls were also, and they would just talk the whole way through because they're like catching up. They're at the bar, sitting on little stools, having a little cocktail, chatting to each other.
That's a great gig for them. Great day gig
they would have, they would have
20 minutes. They don't have to talk to those fucking spanners.
11.
But well done on getting that off. They don't deserve 20 minutes. 7 minutes is perfect.
They absolutely did. I was stressed I wasn't going to get paid. But
that's the biggest stress about these gigs is like the whole time, like you're on there and you're just going, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, and then you're just thinking they're not going to pay me. And because it's like one of these guys in the room is hating me, and he's the one that's going to pay me.
Yeah.
And so it gets very easy for him to just go, nah, you don't deserve.
And also, you don't want to walk up to these people and go, you just bomb. You're like, hey, can I get my money like for that? And you go,
yes,
I still did the thing. I'm sorry, you fucked everything else.
It's just that fear is what
cash up front.
But then after I find out, I was saying to Mick, I was just like, do we get the money? He goes, oh. Yeah, no, we got it. As soon as I walked in, he gave me the cash. I've got it in my pocket. I'm like, I
needed to know that. how cash can really change you're like, oh, yeah, I've got cash now. I don't give a
Have you ever not been paid for a gig?
No.
Yeah. But the fear's there because it's happened. There have been people who've said, no, you swore and it was supposed to be, you said fuck once and I said it needs to be clean, so no, you're not getting paid.
I had one where they say, oh, we'll pay you at the end. And I was like, fuck. But it wasn't my gig. I was replacing someone.
I always get paid at the end.
No, but as I said, oh, it's cash up front. And he goes, oh, no, we'll pay you at the end.
Oh, well, I would say that as well if someone said you need to pay me up front.
I was like, I'm fucking subbing. I was helping out Cody.
Yeah.
But I was like, it's a sub-branch of the Collingwood Football Club. I'm going to get paid.
Yeah.
But then I went fucking ham on the cunts because I was still maggot from the night before.
Did you get paid?
Yeah, I think they liked being bullied. I was bullying Mick Malthouse.
Oh, you could get it.
And I didn't know who the captain of Collingwood is at the time. I was like, oh, look at this cunt with his fucking Apple iWatch. Thinks he's better than everyone. Was the captain of the Collingwood football team. Didn't know who he was.
So good.
Yeah.
If you're in that position again, if like you've been booked for this gig, they'd set it up in that way, would you like walk out?
I wish I'd love to say yes, but I reckon I'd
just
do it.
Or try and rechange the logistics.
I would probably say to him, I would never ever enter a strip joint ever again. I'm just a prude through and through. I've tried to fight it. I just am. I can't. A lot of that stuff makes me super uncomfortable. Power to anyone who loves it. Any strippers out there, good for you. Good on you, girl. I can't. I feel really uncomfortable watching it.
It's not for us.
It's not. I feel real. And also the worst. It's not even the stripper that makes me uncomfortable. It's looking at the bloke watching her.
Yes.
That makes me feel sick.
Yeah.
That makes me feel sick to my stomach. Okay.
Yeah, they're my favourite part. Those sad dudes with just no soul. You're like,
yuck. The whole thing. I'm like, I hate all of this. Like, there's no money in the world that's enough for this. So I would never go back in there. Yeah. But if I were to go back in time and I had accepted the gig and I'd walked in and I'd be okay, I would be far more assertive with the guy running it.
Yeah.
Right. How this is going to work. You cannot you can't let the girls come down until I've been on.
Yes.
They need to be a treat after, because if they see them, the stupid idiots aren't going to look at me once.
Yeah.
And not that I even wanted them to look at me. I hated every
You want them
single
to pay
person in that room.
Yeah.
When I saw a woman, I was like, okay, I've got a fighting chance here. But then she was like, where are the titties? And I was like,
Oh,
okay,
my
I'm going to
God.
have to kill her. She's not one of me at all. And that's
Yeah.
why I'm becoming a stripper. No, I couldn't. God, it's just, I think I've learnt from that one just to be more assertive and to never take
Yeah,
anything like that,
same.
but just to be like,
All those shit gigs that we do, you've learned to be assertive at the later ones.
this isn't
And it's
gonna
so
work.
good. And I've done that. I've just like, people have, I think I was doing a gig, like emceeing something at Fed Square, and they were like, the next act is that you need to jump up and just like fill. And I was like, no, no, put a song on, because I've got to think about my reputation and me
Yeah.
getting up and trying to engage with a vast that's not
Fed
interested.
Square, Christ.
No, just put a song on.
Good, yeah.
You need to fucking tell people how, you know what I mean? 'Cause they don't know our job.
Yes.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I do. And I'm like, oh, this won't work because there's no light and no stage. Oh, no, it'll be fine. You can just speak through the thing. No.
Yeah.
You're giving me, it's already hard.
Just yell.
Yeah, just
If you
fucking-
yell, they'll love it.
I'm pretty firm with people and I go, this is it. And if those things aren't met, then I don't do it.
Yeah.
Or I let them know you fucked up one part of it.
Well, Gez, you don't have to do any of those horrible gigs anymore because you're bloody huge now, and
Yeah.
you've got a wonderful new show that I saw in Adelaide.
Thank you.
And
yes.
are you having fun with that?
I am having, because
It's
I think
great.
you saw it like the second show after I'd worked it out,
Great. Yeah,
and
awesome.
and I forgot bits, so it's even better than
Yeah,
what you
awesome.
saw.
my
Yeah,
Lord.
Awesome. It's
Yeah.
so you have answers for all the people who watched I'm a Celebrity. Gez you have some
I've got
intel.
tales.
You've so
She's got
many.
yarns.
Yeah.
But my favourite stories of yours are when you go to the zoo. Like when they all
Yes.
of the, they're my favorite. When you act out an animal, so good. It's so good. It's a
A
great
barking
show.
now.
Yeah.
Nervous.
Oh, where'd her legs go?
Yeah.
That line. Oh,
So
you
good.
don't. It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Anyway, I've got tales about going to zoos and going to zoo talks. I've got tales about the jungle and tales about just going on big walks. The show's
What?
called Meander.
I am loving it. I'm excited. What
Thank
festivals
you.
are you hitting, Gez?
All of them, except, just around. Go to comedy.com.au.
Use
Yeah,
the
great.
fucking internet. Have a fucking Google,
Yeah.
guys. Where can people find you on the social media as well?
Under my name.
Under Gerald, come on, figure it out, guys. Do some
Geraldine
fucking heavy
Hickey.
lifting, you
Yeah.
lazy fucks. Anyway,
Yeah.
thank you very much for joining us. If you're not
Thanks,
already on the
Gez.
Patreon, make sure
Thanks,
you
mate.
do so. Please follow Gez and support her during her little beautiful comedy tour around Australia. Until next time, legends. Thank you.
Thanks, Gez.
Thanks, Gez. I've been fired from a lot of places. I've been fired from so many places.
I went into the class one day, real bullets, like real bullets.